seen Blade Runner?
Okay, lads, so we're doing Demolition Man today.
We're doing the
Demolition Man, directed by, what's he called? Marco Brambilla, I think he's called.
Mario, innit?
Is it Mario?
Yeah. Racist.
Super Mario! I thought it was Marco.
He is super. This is a nice setup, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like this already.
Yeah.
We've got a new setup, guys. We're turning it up now that we're at whatever episode we're at.
Episode wrap, but yes,
Yeah.
Demolition Man. Phil, what
Demolition
did you...
So this
watch
is...
Oh,
today?
he is called Marco, sorry.
Is it?
Now who's the racist? Don't do that into the mic, though.
Yeah,
But so first time watching it ever?
Yeah. No. I've watched it before. I watched it when I was a kid.
Okay. I hadn't watched it as a kid. First time watching it like an hour ago. And Karl, how many times have you watched this film?
I don't know. I've watched it multiple times.
Nice.
It's my era. Prime Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes as well.
Yeah.
It's mad, innit? It's a complete shit show, really, isn't it?
It is a mad film. Like again, watching it as a kid, you see
Bag of shite, innit?
Yeah. Like when you watch these films as kids, you're like, oh my god, look at this guy twatting this guy, or look, see that car flying into the pond and that. You're just like, this is sick. But then when you watch it at this age, you go, what was I thinking?
To be fair though, to be in between that is I was watching it with the same feeling as like this is another face off this, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then when I watched it, I was like, the first scene I was very impressed with how it's shot. I was like, looks good. This scene, like this whole like
the helicopter bit.
Yeah, the whole like
Wait, bungee jumps out of the helicopter.
Yeah.
Onto the ground.
Yeah,
so he bungee jumps out, but he chucks the bag out first, doesn't he? But you never see that bag again.
Oh really?
Like he chucks the bag out and he's because he seems to just scream a lot in that film as well. He just seems to scream Phoenix a lot, doesn't he?
Right, yeah,
He just goes Phoenix, and then when he jumps out, he lets go of the cord or whatever, and then he starts shooting. And then after that, when he gets into the building, I'm like, where was that big bag? What he chucked out?
What do you think that was his weapons?
I just thought he had like C4 or something. To stop Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Wesley
Well, yeah,
Snipes.
it's funny because like he goes into the warehouse at the beginning and he's like, battling guys and stuff like that, and then he runs to like down a corridor, and then there's like a doorway, and before he looks down the doorway, he just goes like that.
Yeah.
And there's a guy there. Like
that was what I noticed where I'm like
gun in end.
It's not like he's such a like super guy that fucking all he has to do is just
Times
he
it
just
so
has
perfect. It's like
telekinesis.
3,
he knows.
2, 1. The cleanest like
yeah.
and then throws him down a
but
throws him down a staircase. Leaning.
But it's funny because the what's it called? Those things like they're quite common in films.
Oh,
like
100%.
like that one where you go into the stomach
and then it's like an
I've
Annie thing.
never seen anyone do that in real life.
Like that never happened in
Well,
2024.
it's the ultimate like this guy's a badass.
Yeah. He doesn't even have to look. Yeah.
Like, he's got the gear on for it.
Yeah.
Well, he's like maybe that's what J.K. Simmons was doing in Whiplash, where he's like, "Are we rushing or dragging?"
He was hoping someone was there.
He was always fucking up a ghost.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck off.
This is Charlie Parker's ghost.
Yeah. Always
Look at you fucking Mars bars.
But yeah, that whole scene though, funnily you mentioned Whiplash, it's all in that like kind of like yellowish sepia tone, yeah.
Yes.
And what's very interesting is I was watching it. I'm going into all of these now being like, yes, it's a mad action film that Karl has said let's watch, but
I never said it. He said watch it actually.
but it might be a cinematic masterpiece too.
It
But
never
I've been
is.
watching it. But there's a bit where it's all that yellow thing, and then do you know I remember being like in that moment I was going, this shot quite well there.
Well, it's got the budget. You can tell it's quite high in terms of like all the set design and stuff.
Yeah.
It looks really. It might have been because I was watching it on Netflix and it was like super crisp or whatever.
Yeah.
But like everything looked really clean and like expensive in terms of the set looked expensive.
There was a lot of like attention to detail. There'd be bits where there was a lot of close-ups of him grabbing something and then stabbing a thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
with the
pick it up.
gasoline and that.
Yeah. There's a packet of Marlboro on the table, or there's like a cool thing.
yeah.
And there's one bit it's all in yellow, and then when it pans to the first time you've seen Wesley Snipes, it goes from like this yellowy orange of the room, and as it pans across, it's all blue and cold.
Right.
Him, and he's like suddenly this psycho.
badass villain.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well,
Wesley Snipes looks cool, by the way. He looks like. Nowadays, that's what people in London probably dress like.
Well, he's got like mad Beetlejuice pants on.
Yeah, the Beetlejuice pants.
And then like he's got that horrendous trim, which
trim,
apparently he hated.
Yeah. Apparently, Dennis Rodman. You know Dennis Rodman.
Yeah,
the-
NBA player.
Yeah, he dyes his hair because of that character. Or, like he started dyeing his hair because of that
He
character.
shaved it all off. Then he wants the film finished as well. Wesley. He just
Right.
went bald in it because he was like,
Don't like it.
don't like this hair.
Right.
So anyway, yeah. Then basically, obviously, the building explodes,
Yeah.
and then Sylvester Stallone's like, basically like, listen, mate, you're going down for.
But
Yeah.
wait, you're missing an
Yeah.
important part. He's carrying Wesley Snipes out. The building's exploding, and then as it explodes, I'm like, well, they're obviously dead. Like, there's absolutely no way you could get out of that.
It's
And
always
then
that thing,
suddenly
innit?
they're
Yeah.
just there, and I'm like, there's no way they would have gotten out of that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
but
he handles him like way too easy as well in the little
Like, he's
fight,
like,
the scrap they do.
Oh,
Like,
right.
he kind of just like grabs him done. He's like, because I think he's got loads of hostages, hasn't he? Like where then he's just
Right.
like being, he's like, what you got, soldier boy? Like, just teasing him and that.
Do you know what
and
it
then-
reminded me of when we were watching that Vince McMahon thing about wrestling? It's a lot of like when in wrestling, it's like, poof, and then the guy's like waiting. He's not covering his face.
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
not
yeah.
like fighting back. He's just waiting for the next hit. There's a lot
Yeah.
of that in this film, like
Right.
wrestling type fighting.
Yeah, to be honest, whenever I saw the the fighting stuff, I just kind of
Yeah.
switched off. I was mainly
Right.
looking at like the all the the futuristic
Yeah, I was-
fucking
yeah, I was
things that
really
they were trying to
interested in that.
peddle. Like I was a bit like so yeah, like well, it's like how I felt about the whole film. Like there was I felt like it got better towards like the end of like the last 40 minutes. I kind of enjoyed a bit.
Mm.
Once Sandra Bullock and Sylvester Stallone got their
Mm.
little buddy cop
Yeah,
romance thing
true,
going, I was a
true.
bit like, oh, I kind of like this now. But
Yeah.
that was pissing me off. This weird. In the future, they have this vocabulary where they
Yeah.
change
Oh,
the
yeah.
vocabulary. Where she's like, that was really joy.
Oh,
Did you remember
yeah.
that?
Oh, like
Well, to be
wall
fair-
to wall mini tunes. I think they call them
Yeah.
commercials.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They start
yeah.
singing and it's
To be
like,
fair, like you're being cringed out about the future language. I'm cringed out about current present language.
That's
that
true.
Yeah.
you've
That's
used.
true.
So
yeah.
they were on, but they
but
were
it's,
kind of
it
like
is like proper next level. It's even like when he's in the restaurant and then he gets his food brought to him and he goes,
Oh, yeah.
enjoy joy.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
there's
there's
this-
this-
that.
oh, it's so bad that
Yeah.
made me cringe. And also the fucking that like Latino cop guy who's
oh,
kind
that
of-
guy,
Oh.
C3PO.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
talks like this. Look
Yeah,
at
yeah.
them.
Yeah,
They
he's
are
like-
friends, but they have a strange
He's in the
profanity.
toilet. He's probably, what does he say? He's just thawing out.
Yeah, and
Like, it's just-
but that guy goes,
Yeah.
instead of saying it should just be a matter of time before we catch it, he goes, should just be a matter of TikToks before we can
Oh
catch
wow!
Is that what he
TikToks,
says?
eh?
TikToks.
Damn.
He was
it
predicting
made
the future.
me feel. It made me feel
Yeah,
sick.
yeah.
Right.
There's a scene in there, when the whole thing is blown up and it's Sylvester Stallone stood down there, and there's that white cop going mad at him, and then the black fireman comes over and he's like, "Bodies everywhere." Do you remember that bit?
Oh, when he takes out, he goes, yeah, because
Yeah.
he basically says like, he goes, are the hostages in there? And he's just like, he goes, no, and he's like, wrong again. Like, he's
Oh yeah. To Wesley
because he
Snipes.
keeps
But
like,
the firefighter he goes like, "Bodies everywhere," and then it cuts to
and then it cuts
Sylvester
to
Stallone,
someone like,
and he's like, and I'm like, "What did you expect me?"
yeah.
like,
He says he does a
it's so
thermo
mad.
check or something, but you never saw that in the film.
No.
All you see in the
It
film is
seems-
him
Yeah, go on.
in that scene just jump out the helicopter
Yeah,
and just
yeah.
start
and
swatting
it-
people and that.
It
and
seems
then,
like it's like this guy's clueless. That's
Yeah,
what straight
and
away
then-
it's like this guy doesn't.
and then I
like-
think he does say about like the hostages must be stashed somewhere else, and then that firefighter's like, Captain, gotta go over here. There's bodies everywhere. It must be
Bodies
20, 30 of them. And then Stallone's like, what? And then
Yeah,
he
yeah.
basically gets, because he gets put in.
Yeah, he gets arrested, which it's weird because it's like, well, it says involuntary manslaughter, doesn't it, or something like that,
Mm.
Yeah.
basically. Which is like, but it would more be negligence, I think, that he would get sent. 'Cause
Yeah.
If you're
as
in a
if it-
job,
Yeah, exactly.
with a high risk like that, like
Yeah.
obviously, but what was mad about like them cryogenically, because so basically, yeah, Sylvester Stallone, he fucking blows up that thing. They say, listen, you're basically going down for as long as this terrorist, right?
Yeah.
For trying to help us out, and then basically they cryogenically freeze it, right?
On November the 20th. What date is it today, my fellows?
Oh really?
It's November
Yeah.
the 20th. How mad is that?
It was
No
meant
way.
to be.
That's
But I did the
mad.
thermo check.
Yeah. Another
Um,
thing to note on this as well is that's 1996, 3 years after the film was made, and that's what they expected the world to be like.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
in
yeah.
3 years' time,
Yeah,
with
it'll be-
cryogenically.
Well, it said in the Wikipedia that like because of the I think it was maybe like the LA riots were like around that time when they were
Right.
making it.
What, the
Oh,
Rodney
okay.
King?
I think it might be the Rodney
yeah,
King thing.
1992,
Yeah. But yeah, the fucking so they cryogenically freeze, which is a mad thing to do for your like civilization. to be like, we're gonna take the terrorists and instead of like, you know, putting them in prison, because when you get cryogenically frozen, they just wake up, perfect body.
Exactly, yeah.
They've not missed a day.
Yeah.
So it's in a sense they've basically like done them basically give them extra life.
100%, yeah,
pretty much,
yeah.
Instead of giving you, you got 25, you got life, mate.
Yeah,
And he's
you've got a good life.
You've got an extra life.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's I thought that was fucking mad. Although Sylvester Stallone does say, doesn't he, when he's having that thing, he goes, I had nightmares.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
he's like saying that he had nightmares and that his wife was fucking like, you know, he's banging his wife,
on the
you
glass,
know, or something
yeah.
in the he's banging his wife in the glass,
yeah.
in the ice cube.
Going Phoenix.
And nipples were so hard.
It is funny though when he's like in that big broth of jizz and he's like drowning in it. He's like,
And it freezes.
They
Yeah,
wait,
yeah.
don't they?
Proper
Because
Rocky.
they fill it up and then they go, let's go and get the thing what's going to freeze it. And then
Yeah.
they open the thing and
Yeah.
go, drowning in it. The thing that, let's just press it in. And then he's just going, and then he just like freezes.
And then
like
it
that.
freezes, yeah.
And then when he wakes up, he's like, ah,
And to be
curled
fair,
up. You know what I mean?
all the way up to this point, I'm looking at CGI and all this stuff and all the computer things, and I'm like, don't hate it. I get it. I get why you think this is going to be a thing.
Yeah.
And even that I was like, it's not that bad.
Yeah,
It looks
I
pretty good,
thought that.
right?
Yeah.
And it was like that all the way up until we're jumping ahead here, but I'll just mention it quickly. Of when Wesley Snipes comes back, that's when the CGI goes like crazy Terminator levels of mad lightning coming in and stuff.
Yeah.
It is like a thingy as well, isn't it? Like a typical 90s action movie where he's been after this guy for like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Face Off where it's like, he's been trying to nail.
Well, yeah, it was exactly
That's
the
a
same
Troy for,
face
like,
off
6
as like
years.
you know when they were both like they fall into the LA the museum exhibit where they're in the museum, and if they fall into this thing of like LA 50 years ago,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
they're
at the
both
bottom,
kind of
yeah.
like talking to each other, being like, "This is your final warning, then," and he's like, "Yeah, no, you never were a good shot." You know what I mean? Like all that.
I've
shit,
got that
like-
later. The what's it called? The well, if it isn't, like that.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
scene
yeah,
where
yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
well,
Holy
if-
shit, who is that? Is that John Spartan?
Yeah,
John
yeah.
Spartan? And
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I've dreamed about killing you for 40 years. And
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, well, keep dreaming.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's like
yeah,
all
yeah.
this mad like shit in it.
Oh
like-
wait, are we talking about two? Because I'm thinking about when he goes back to the police station. And it's the black guy that's older. I can't remember.
Oh,
Oh,
because he
right,
says
no.
that cheesy line, doesn't he? He goes like, is that you? And he goes, what happened to you? He's like, I got older.
yeah.
He's
That's
like,
it,
yeah, I've been frozen for 36
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
years,
this is the
right?
thing. It's like this guy who's been a law-abiding police officer all his life. He's now this old cunt,
Yeah.
and it's like he's looking at Sylvester Stallone, who's meant to, you know, been culpable for 30 murders.
yeah.
and Sylvester Stallone's like, yeah, I'm like fucking young,
I'm
still
looking good,
I'm
mate.
74, me.
mugging him off, being like,
Yeah,
hey, you
yeah.
fucking old cunt.
I
When
think
you put
Sandra-
it like that, that's way funny. That he's walking up out of this frozen state and he's like, "Look at you, old cunt."
Yeah, this is what I should look like. Because
Yeah,
Sandra
yeah.
Bullock refers to him like, oh, not bad for a 74-year-old. You know, when he has a
Yeah,
fight scene and it's just
Right,
like, yeah,
yeah.
I'm fucking, look at me for
Yeah.
74. Like, still trim as fuck.
Sandra Bullock, by the way.
she's probably the best in it, probably.
I had,
Okay,
like, I remember the first film I watched her in Speed
yeah.
with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
To be fair,
so
I
good.
up until watching this today, I was like, I'd never really taken notice, but
Oh.
in this film, I was like, oh,
You fancy her?
yeah, I fancy
Yeah,
her
yeah.
in
Oh,
this
she's
film
absolutely
big time,
yeah, she's
very hot in
stunning.
this film.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I never really got it that much.
Well, for some reason, she's the only one who's able to deliver like the shocking script with any kind of charm. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, the
yeah.
only other guy that I enjoyed is, do you know the underground?
I was going to say
guy?
the Ego.
Oh, Dennis
Yeah,
Leary.
He does
Yeah.
it's Dennis Leary.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
knew it.
He's
I
a-
was watching and going, who is that?
Yeah, Dennis Leary is a famous comedian from Boston. He was
knew
big
it
big
was
in the
him.
early 90s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is he the guy with the green coat on?
He's like the main like leader of the underground.
Yeah, he's got such
fucking,
a good voice to listen
Well, he
to.
gives like a rant, doesn't he? Gives
Yeah,
like this
that-
speech.
the monologue
Apparently,
that
he
one.
Like a
wrote
buckets
all
of
that.
cheese.
Which-
Right.
You know, looking back on it now, like fucking, I wasn't. You know, he's some like, you know, body covered in jello or something like that.
Yeah,
I
it's
wanna,
a lot of like
wanna run around the
using
streets
tropes
naked.
of- Which,
Yeah.
well, that's
Yeah.
a testament to like I'm going like, all right, well, that's one of the best parts of the dialogue in this.
To be
film.
fair, he delivered it really well.
Yeah.
I was thinking like when I was watching it, I was like, who is this actor? Like, and then when I was reading the Wikipedia, it's Dennis
no way.
Leary. Yeah.
Okay,
Shit.
right.
Jack Black's in this as well.
no,
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
got a little cameo in it
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
ground.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't even
saw
notice
that.
Yeah, let me
I
show
didn't
you.
notice it
I'll
until-
just
Whoa,
show you now.
okay,
It's a
because
picture
also
of it.
Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
Right. at the
Yeah,
beginning as
he's
well.
at the three seashells.
yeah. yeah.
This is it. It's a bit.
He's
It's a,
just looking at him.
it's a bit of a comedy, really.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
it tries
is a
to
bit
be.
of a
Yeah,
comedy,
it's when they're having that big speech in it,
Damn.
and he's
How
just
old do
like,
you think he is there then?
Oh,
This
young.
must be like
He's probably like
Wow,
late
probably
20s there or
yeah.
something. Yeah.
I think even younger than that, maybe.
What was it about? What?
It was 93. This was.
Also, it was like
93,
31
yeah.
years ago. Jesus.
Well, 92 it was made.
Yeah. Well, he's probably in his 20s, isn't he? Like early 20s.
Yeah. So so freaking anyway. So the gets because I thought when Wesley Snipes comes out of the thing, I thought, why have they paroled him
I thought that as
before
well.
Sylvester Stallone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's because that old guy
Oh, the priest guy.
planned it to come.
Yeah, you
planned
find that
for
out
him
in
to-
the film, don't you?
Yeah.
'Cause he sees
what's his line?
Kiss, kiss, bang, bang.
No kiss, kiss, no bang,
Yeah,
bang.
it's so bad.
Dead
like,
weird, yeah.
I just love when he's like on the, because they pull him up, don't they? When they're gonna whatever to do, what they're gonna do, kill him or
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
like,
when he's,
he's saying it, and like he's just chatting away. And he's just going, "No, did I silver? Oh, but I don't know.
Who's saying that?
Where's his snap? He's just
Oh,
chatting.
Yeah,
Yeah. Do you know that apparently that nobody knew that Wesley Snipes could. Well, Wesley Snipes could speak Spanish, pure Spanish. I was about to say,
Yeah.
not half.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, he could speak Spanish apparently, and basically he was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna do these lines in Spanish and surprise everyone." So the reaction on the
Oh,
priest's
wow.
face is like
That's
real
cool
because
as
he's like,
fuck.
"Why the fuck is he saying it in
Yeah.
Spanish?"
Oh
I
no,
mean-
I was. He does it to the doctor guy, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Is that the same guy?
yeah.
I'm sure. Well, basically,
Mm.
it might not have been the priest guy that he was doing that, but on the Wikipedia.
Oh
it
right,
said,
okay, yeah, because it's when he's like tied up
Right.
as he thaw him out.
Oh, is
It's
it
like
right?
they're giving him his. I don't know what they give it. Like there's like two police officers either side. This is when they thaw
Oh
him out.
yeah.
And then he's just saying like, yeah, I'm gonna do this to you or whatever. And then as he's walking around him, he's just going, what did I see? What did I see? What did And then the password's teddy bear. Or some
Teddy
something
bear.
like that.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Like when he says like he just says teddy bear and then the unlock
Mm.
and then just starts twatting people. Like I think he's so funny as a villain as well.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
such
he
a
is,
comedy
Wesley
villain.
Snipes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like he's
He's-
good at what he does because he is like, I think he is like a black belt, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Like I was reading like he's
He's
like
black.
a.
No. Yeah. He's a black belt.
He's a black belt and like
in what? Do you
no
know?
in judo
Oh,
or something in
right,
real life
right,
and stuff.
okay.
So watching
Yeah,
him
so you
fight
can
people and
see-
stuff, it is like realistic
Right.
to watch him. And then
And as
he's-
well, if you think about it, like for that time, that wasn't too much of a trope. The way he was actually breaking out of the trope of the villain, he was like a fresh kind of look on like a villain in a film.
yeah.
So yeah, I was trying to see it through that lens of like what was this like in 1993?
Yeah,
kind
he's
of
just
thing.
he's just got some mad lines in it, hasn't
Yeah.
he? They're funny.
So the some of the technology. So like the fiber op thing.
Oh yeah.
So that's like the kind of she'll be like she's like I'll fiber op you back because I was thinking like fiber optics like like cables they must have
Yeah.
been like just coming out then and so they were like this is going to be the future.
That's what it'll be called.
Instead of telephoning
Yeah,
someone, you'll
yeah,
be like,
yeah.
I'll just fiber up you, which is so mad because that's like
Yeah.
saying instead of telephone, be like, yeah, I'll just copper wire you.
Yeah,
It's like, 'cause,
exactly.
yeah.
Oh, we want internet. We won't go on into the internet. We'll go on dial-up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
not even that. It'd be like the material of the wire
Yeah,
that
true,
takes the
true,
fucking
yeah,
thing. Do you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
But
yeah, true,
but-
true.
yeah,
mine was
fucking-
fucking shit.
Everything's banned though, isn't it? Like chocolate as well, alcohol and
Yeah, well, that is a weird one, isn't it? Where
Yeah.
they're like, this is what, because it's 2032, which is what?
it's like 8 years
Yeah,
away.
8 years
So
away.
we're gonna have like no chocolate, no coffee, no alcohol.
Do you know what's set in 3 years after iRobot? And I'm telling you, I'm putting this out on camera now. When we get to the year 2035, I think it's going to look a lot like iRobot. It's not going to look like this film,
no.
but it will look like iRobot.
Well, they just used all the sets, like they used all the buildings that were kind of already existing in the 90s.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
apparently they used like the LA Convention Center and stuff, which was
Right.
freshly opened.
Yeah,
but
true.
it's like that's a building from the early 90s
yeah,
that
yeah,
you say it's
yeah.
gonna.
That was in Face Off as
you
well.
know. Oh
That's
yeah.
where the bomb set.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm.
And then also like once you get into, it was so funny in Sandra Bullock's office. Like you get into like her office, and she's because
The Lethal Weapon.
she loves the 20th century.
Such a weird.
Yeah,
And she's got Lethal Weapon 3. She's got Red Hot Chili Peppers album.
Yeah.
Right, like thingy, which is mad because it's not even now. It's not even their big.
No.
Like it's like I think it's like their first album with like Under the Bridge on it or something.
Yeah. If you were gonna do that, you have to also. There's like from 93 onwards.
Yeah.
There's so much of that
Yeah,
century
yeah.
that is.
But even like like surely you'd have like maybe like the Godfather.
you have Elvis.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
all the 20th century.
So yeah, they and also this is even madder. I don't know if you picked up on this, but did you see the other thing that was in the room. Like, so she had Red Hot Chili Peppers, she had like Lethal Weapon 3, and then she had another like poster. Do you know what it was of?
What was it?
Basically, it was of the band Bomb, right? It's called
Right.
There's this band called Bomb, and it's the album's called Hate Fed Love.
Right.
And they must have, I don't know why they've included this, right? But something must have happened where, like, they must have been tipped to be, like, the next big thing or whatever in, like, 93. And, because if you go on Spotify, on their Spotify, they have, I think the top song has 1,000 listens. So it's like, why is that in the background? But yeah, that's
definitely why. That's them going, like, this will be a good Easter egg. Just you wait. In 10 years, they'll be looking back, going, "Whoa, they had Bomb in there."
Or maybe it was something. Maybe it was something to do with the studio, and like maybe they were signed to like a subsidiary of the studio, and the studio were like, "All right, well, we'll put your album in Demolition Man and see how it does."
Bomb, Demolition Man.
Yeah. You're called Bomb.
What's the album called?
Hate Fed Love.
It's like Murder, Death, Kill.
Yeah.
It's been another murder.
That's the maddest thing as well. When she's like, "Oh no, murder, death, kill."
Yeah, it's like, what
does
we
that
do?
mean? What is that? Just like
It's even like the police are not doing anything. There's a scene, where he gets out of the car when it foamed up to save his life.
Oh,
that's so mad.
Yeah, it's just
that's
like
the airbag.
Yeah, it's like fuck it.
Foam
What is
party.
it? Yeah, it's like a foam party in a car, just you on your own, like.
Yeah.
And then he's like, Huxley. But then he's walking, and then like the colonel or whatever comes up and says, "Oh, you're arrested now. Like you're going back in." And then he's got about 20 guys, police officers behind him. They're all just stood there. So you expect him to like grab him or whatever, and say, "Right, we're gonna take you." And he's just like,
but they're all scared of him.
Yeah. Also, to that Sandra Bullock thing, she says something to Stallone in the car where they're driving, and she says, Schwarzenegger's president now.
Yeah.
And it was like,
but
he does become governor, doesn't he? Yeah. And he's going, president? She's like, wasn't he an actor?
Yeah.
Like back in the 90s or something.
And that's like a little tongue-in-cheek thing towards their rivalry as well, wasn't it?
100%.
Yeah, because they was like
in the 90s.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was another hilarious line from what's he called? Sylvester Stallone. He's like, "Why don't you just shove a leash up my ass?" Where he's like,
"Why don't you feed me to the fucking crows?"
That's so Alicia.
Yeah, it's like, do you mean why don't you put a leash around my neck? No, but it's just mad that he was like,
"Why don't you put a leash up my ass?"
Why don't you put a fucking dildo up there as well while you're at it?
Why don't you put a dildo around my neck?
Yeah, why don't you put a dildo around my neck and a leash up my ass?
Yeah, what am I?
Why don't you put another man in my ass and then put a leash up my fucking butt?
Put it up and I go, Phoenix! But why don't you put the Phoenix up my ass?
Yeah, why don't you put a leash around my cock and then pull it until I come?
Murder, death, come.
Yeah, murder, death, come. That's a crime in this world.
There's another murder, death, come.
No suck, no come. Another great bit is on all this where she's like, "Well, the big earthquake of 2010," like that.
Yeah,
She's on about the,
the
well,
it's interesting because
was it an earthquake in
2010?
2010?
Well, the Japanese one,
tsunami.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so there was an earthquake which caused the Fukushima disaster, the nuclear power plant. That was 2011.
Oh.
So I mean, there's always earthquakes, so isn't there?
True.
What happened to his daughter?
Oh yeah, so it's mad this because like obviously
his wife died.
Yeah, it comes out right. They go, your wife's dead or whatever, but your daughter's still knocking about somewhere, and he's like, but I guess that she wouldn't want to see me, and then he goes, just never mentions her again.
Yeah,
He just like
I think the colonel guy, because he's just like defrosted, like, and then he's like, "Oh, your wife died in the earthquake." He's like, "I have a daughter," and then that colonel guy just goes, "Let's cut the chit chat. We got stuff to do here. This is not a life lesson or something." It's just like,
who's the warden in
he's the warden in Shawshank Redemption.
In Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
This is another one where he's been like, because in Face Off, one of the villains in it, he shaves his head, doesn't he? And like, do you remember what's Dietrich?
Oh, Dietrich,
he shaves his head for the role, and you said like the director was like, "Oh, we proper fucking like that you've done that." But I feel like that was a bit in the 90s. That was all you had to do as an actor, is just be like, "What about if I shave my head?" And they go, "Yeah, man, that's a sick characterization."
You'll be a sick warden, you in the future, if you shave your head.
So that was mad. So they but apparently they were meant to include. There was a whole subplot about the daughter. But then once they showed it to like test audiences and stuff, people thought that Sandra Bullock was his daughter, and then they were like, "Why are you having sex with your daughter?" Like that's what people thought.
Oh shit!
Test
Because she would have
audiences.
been.
She's the same age as his daughter.
Right.
So they
that's
thought it was
weird.
creepy. Like they took it out because they thought it was creepy that Stallone.
Oh, of course,
Stallone
yeah,
would
because
be-
he's technically 74, isn't he?
yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah, true.
yeah.
Breezy, is the
Uh,
camera still on? Yeah, cool.
I
So-
got older.
Yes.
Yeah, true. I'm 74.
Why don't you just fucking shove a leash,
Do you know-
a leech up my head?
Yeah. I forgot to know what's really funny is when they're talking about Wesley Snipes as the maniac, and then that police officer's coming up with like that little iPad, and he's going like, "What do I do?" And it's like, "Maniac is imminent."
Yeah. I thought that was so
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
Chucks it.
Yeah.
Send
Yeah.
a maniac to catch maniac.
Yeah. Like in the future, they don't call them criminal; they just call them a maniac.
Maniac. Yeah.
He's a
Murder, death,
maniac,
kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, that when he breaks out that thing and they're all watching him, they're all stood there like it's like they're watching like the moon landing or something. They're all watching this screen that's showing everyone in there dying.
But and it's all like all the stuff like that where it's like meant to be like CCTV.
Yeah.
It's all just the shots.
It is. Yeah.
It's all just the
Yeah,
shots
yeah.
that they actually got, like
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
original scene, when it's
Exactly.
like Wesley Snipes like facing to the camera doing shit like
Yeah,
that, and it's
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
And it's just put it through this grainy thing.
yeah, they just put it through the grainy thing. That's like, let's
Yeah,
just use
that'll
that.
do.
Yeah.
For some reason, there's cameras everywhere. in
Yeah,
this
yeah,
place.
exactly. Just
Like
random
cinematic
cameras.
ones,
Yeah,
yeah.
like
Quest
like
advice.
waist height next to the actor. It's like,
yeah.
I just said, like, even when the are trying to arrest Wesley Snipes when he's on that computer and he's fucking sick on that
Yeah.
thing. He's just been like, what is it, frozen for 36 years, and he's on
Mm,
that keypad just
knowing
smashing
what
it out,
to
just
do.
going,
well, I thought this like that. Yeah, he just comes out and he's just able to hack 70 years in the future, like
Yeah,
technology.
Like, how does he get out the thing even?
But basically, when you realize that, like, because Sylvester Stallone's got that pre-loaded thing when he knits, you know, like he's basically the rehabilitation people have loaded into his brain that he likes knitting
Right.
for-
Oh,
for-
that is a
do you
mad
remember?
scene. That
because he
yeah.
knits her a jumper.
What he's watching the footage and he's kind of going, oh, them two are working together, but he's going,
Yeah.
Oh,
he's like
yeah,
putting it around
yeah,
his
the
arm.
round
Yeah.
and he's just going, Phoenix, like knitting
Yeah.
this jumper. And it's sick jumper, to be fair.
Yeah, so yeah, you
You know,
like
when
it?
yeah, because she's like, he goes, I got you this, and she's like,
Yeah.
We know what to get you for Christmas.
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
Nice
fucking
knitted
hell.
red
Give
jumper.
me something
See if
warm.
they got any merch. Demolition Man red jumper.
Why don't you just film him like watching me on the Frog and Bucket or something, just going.
Yeah, just getting some knitting going on.
But the what's mad? So like obviously they load in like to Sylvester, but whereas with Wesley Snipes they load in like being able to hack all that shit. They load it, so
Right,
there is a reason
okay.
for that.
Right, yeah,
That's
makes
fair then.
sense. I
That's
guess
fair.
like rehabilitation.
I feel like that wasn't as obvious though.
Mm,
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, but
you know
well, what about the like just the when the thing just opens? Is that to do
what
with it?
thing?
Do you know when he's like trapped in the thing and he's like talking Spanish? And then
No, he
just
says
suddenly-
teddy bear.
Oh,
That's
'cause
the
it's
code,
thing,
yeah. Because one of the police officers
right.
like,
Oh, to release the thing. Yeah.
Right, I see.
think,
I see.
yeah, I think like, how do you know the password? He's like, I wish I knew.
Mm.
Simon says, die, and then just fucking kills.
Right.
him
Yeah,
or
there was
whatever.
this whole this was said a few times. Simon says like,
Mm.
and I feel like for some reason in the 90s, right, this game must have been massive. Because I remember going to like scouts or like like shitty little community
Yeah,
events,
youth club stuff.
and they would go, let's play Simon Says, which is essentially just do what I say if I say Simon
Yeah,
says
yeah.
it in front of
Yeah.
it, which is wit. Like, what's the point?
It's in Die Hard 3 as well.
Yeah,
Well,
it is. It's, yeah.
Where
But it
Jeremy
must have been
Irons.
very
Yeah.
popular in the 90s, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I don't know, like, because before the internet, they fucking,
Yeah, you had to like have a ball and
let's
a
have
cup
this
and
game,
stuff.
like, where,
Play in the
Like
sand.
pitch and toss. Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, so that gets mentioned. There's another line where Sylvester Stallone goes,
He just says,
they pull up at, I think, her apartment and goes, "This where you live, Huxley?" And she goes, "Yeah," and he goes, "Very not bad."
Yeah, very
Very
not
not
bad.
bad.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
not
yeah.
bad. Fucking
Yeah, and it's
hell.
like you're from the past.
Blow.
You're from the 90s.
Let's
yeah,
What's
you
the
blow
don't,
difference?
yeah, you don't
guy.
have to speak like that. Yeah,
One of my
yeah.
favourite lines is when Wesley Snipes is in that like museum of the past or whatever. And no, it's not that part. He's at a machine that's telling you all this different stuff, and then like it goes in China, and he goes ha, ching chong ching
Yeah,
chong China.
yeah.
And I was
no,
like,
no,
what?
a group of Chinese people walk past him.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's
I
what
thought
it
the
is, yeah.
machine
Because it's
said
like
it.
kids, like, and they've got the hats on or whatever.
What, those triangular hats?
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
on the computer thing, and they walk past, and he just goes.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck? Like,
being racist.
Yeah.
pretty much,
It's
yeah,
like,
and
that
then-
is very 90s.
Like,
Do you think you got a ticket for that? Like, it's interesting.
yeah, what you get a ticket for?
I love it when he starts noticing it. He swears, he goes, "Where are the goddamn guns?" And he goes, and he just goes, "What the fuck you?"
Yeah,
Like, it's fucking-
yeah.
Yeah, it'd be funny if he said the N word, but then they were like, "Should we give you one? Because
Yeah,
are
we
you
don't
allowed
know
to
about
say
that.
that?"
I don't know what it was.
But yeah, yeah, and I think the seashells thing was fucking weird. Like,
Yeah, because what's that?
well,
I think it's like there's no like because Huxley, Sandra Bullock, kind of says like they use padded tissue in the 20th
scrunched
century.
up tissue.
Yeah, and she's like laughing about it, and it's like, what?
Yeah,
imagine like, because obviously Sylvester Stallone like is like, oh, I can't be arsed using them. So for the full film, he's been wiping his arse with A4 paper, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Which,
he shows
if
up
you've
to
ever
the
tried
thing,
to wipe your arse with A4 paper,
It must
doesn't
fucking
work.
rip ass.
There was that time we both tried the same.
yeah,
paper,
yeah,
didn't
that
it?
time that me and you cleaned each other's asses out with fucking printer jet paper.
Exactly, and that's the perfect place to have a little break, I think.
Yeah.
We've had a little break there, but we're back now.
Back with some trivia. We're gonna rate it. We're gonna
So who's our favourite actor or actress?
True, there's-
Actress.
Before we do get into it, though, I don't know if you've finished on your notes, Ben. There's a
No.
couple more scenes that I did want to mention.
Oh yeah. same.
The VR banging. Where
Oh
they're
yeah,
like,
they put
"Let's
the little
fuck."
helmet on.
Yeah, I've got to be honest. There was a moment I zoned out, and then I switched back on when that was happening.
Yeah.
Breezy's gone. Anyway, no one knows what
That's
that
one
means.
listener. That's one listener down. No.
So yeah, it's the bit where they're both on the old headset thing, and then I'm like, "What's going on here?" And it was the first time I was like, "Yes, Sandra Bullock, get a bit of that going on." And
Well, yeah,
and
no.
then-
So when she goes to him, do you want to have sex there?
yeah,
Oh, he's buzzing, and he's like,
Well,
oh,
in
yeah.
my head, I thought I forgot about them little headsets, and I was
Right.
like, "Yeah, man." I was like, "Fucking, I
Yeah.
wish,
Yeah, yeah.
I wish it happened like that." You know what I mean? Like, you go
Yeah.
into the apartment, and she's like, "What you did before really turned me on. Do you want to have sex?" Like, I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Yeah, man."
Yeah.
Like, started getting a semi, and then she gets them.
Mm.
She gets. Then Sylvester Stallone got his helmet out, and then it went back.
But it's funny, innit? Because like she just gives him it, and then she's like,
Yeah,
sits
yeah.
down, and he's just like,
some freaky shit.
"Why don't you just put a leash up my ass while you were shagging me, Sandra?"
Yeah. So, hey, it's not working. There's no leash up my ass.
That's the only way I can come.
Yeah.
Why is there not a leash up my ass? I'm ready to come, Sandra.
I've been asking since I got to the future. I've been asking everybody for a leash to put on my ass.
What is this? This isn't boning the wild member hunka chunka.
Oh, yeah.
That's the funniest
Yeah.
part.
But he's like, "You're the hunka
Well,
chunka.
what do you call it? Boning.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
wild member.
You're the
The
wild
hunka
mumbo.
chunka. So funny.
Oh, mate,
The
yeah.
hunka chunka, the leash up my ass. All of it, Sandra. Come on.
The freak a leash. The hunka
What are you
chunka.
doing? Breaking the law.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's a good line,
Oh,
though.
yeah,
like.
that is good. Fair play, fair play.
Yeah, he's
She
like, "Fuck
ducks underneath that shelf.
I
Lights.
don't mind that one. That is a good point.
So when he
actually.
gets in his apartment after and he falls in the apartment, he goes, "Whoa!"
Oh, yeah.
Lights.
yeah,
But the thing is that he doesn't go to try and switch the light on. So it's like he would have done that anyway, whether it was
Yeah.
voice activated or not.
Yeah.
True, yeah. Oh.
Lights. Yeah.
But
yeah, that scene, it's like he takes off and she's like, "You disconnected?" And he's like, "Disconnected? I didn't even touch you yet."
Yeah, she's like, you lost touch. And you're like, you didn't even touch
Yeah,
yet.
that's it. It's like, "Why did we do it the old-fashioned way?"
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Ugh."
Come on.
Go on, do it.
Come on, Sandra. We're doing boning, the wild mamba, chunka
The
wonka.
leash up my ass.
Put a fucking leash on my ass. Bring Mickey. Where's Mickey?
Where's your Phoenix? Oh!
he is doing classic Stallone, and it like
Yeah.
you know when that little Chinese, he's like so he takes his for some reason like the formal dress there like instead of suits and that they have like Chinese
Yeah,
gear,
yeah, yeah,
gear
He has
yeah.
a
on.
big cape on, doesn't
Well,
he?
yeah. So then anyway, he takes it off and he sits down to shag her, and he's got this kind of like fucking like silk.
He's like a silk.
It's like a black silk Chinese
Come on
thing.
now,
He
Hunka
looks
Junka.
mad in it. Obviously, he's like hench as fuck.
Yeah, he looks great. By the way, when I saw him going into the thing, I was like, that's the best shape I've ever seen him in. Like Rocky
Yeah, well,
looks
like
good,
it
but
is.
in this one he's like all lean and like
He's a bit more filled out in than Rocky.
He's
So
older
Rocky
as well,
looked
innit?
too sinewy. Well,
Like he's older, so like it's,
yeah,
it's,
he's
I bet it's
75.
difficult to.
yeah, exactly.
He's halfway to 150, but I bet it's difficult to stay like that when you get older,
Yeah,
innit?
fuck
But
yeah.
he's just like,
He was-
Well,
not with the Wild West and the hunk of chunk.
he's a big TRT guy. I
Oh,
think the
he's big.
testosterone replacement
Yeah.
therapy.
I'm on the
where-
TRT.
Yeah.
It's the pizza
Yeah.
bit. Yeah, there's also one thing that we noticed. Jake Breeze, who's behind the camera, another fellow comedian of ours, he was a housemate of mine. We were sat there, and his girlfriend pointed out she's from America. At one point, she's like, "What's going on here? What's this bit?" And it's when he's down on the underground bit where they all don't want to live like that. And it's
Oh,
like,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
when Dennis Leary is a rat burger and all that stuff. Yeah,
Best
what's
burger
it-
ever had.
What's this rat? And then he's like, "Good."
To be
and
fair,
then
it
he's
does look
turning
good.
away.
It
does
actually
look
looks
pretty good.
juicy, doesn't it? 'Cause it's just like,
mm.
not bad.
Yeah, yeah.
But-
Probably the best burger I had in years. It's like, well, it is 36 years.
Yeah,
know.
true.
Yeah.
And I've been hungry in that cryo chamber. Yeah, anyway. So
that was more Forrest Gump then.
yeah. Life is like a box of rats. But yeah, when he's in the underground bit, she was like, so what's going on here? And I went, this is where people who were like the working class go. And she went, so all the Mexicans. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
as they're going through that scene, like Jack Black's the only white guy.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
that bit,
yeah. They're
it's
all
like-
The woman who serves him the rat burger is like a
She's
kind
like
of
Frida. What was it?
Frida Kahlo.
Yeah. She has the mono.
Oh, the mono. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a funny bit, the underground bit, and then obviously, like I said, Dennis Leary, the monologue for me is like
You can kiss my ass.
one of the best performances
Not
in
gonna
it.
happen.
So there's such a funny scene that where basically, and you get this a lot, like it's a bit like that kind of thing. It's
Yeah.
like another convention where, so basically there's like this canopy, and like he kind of like cuts the canopy, and it falls on like about 20 guys. So basically all them
Yeah.
underground guys, they come out, they invade this like Taco Bell where they're all chilling.
Yeah, the
And then-
Taco Bell.
and then-
food,
yeah,
food
and then-
van in it.
Yeah, exactly. And he goes, get him. And then there's like, must be about 25 guys, and they're running underneath this canopy. And Stallone, obviously he's quick and he goes,
yeah.
shh. And he fucking
He
cuts
only
off
cuts two off though.
the taut rope, and it comes down, it covers them all. But it's like, I've seen that happen a few times, like Jackie Chan will do it, and like just,
Yeah.
it'll just, like a canopy will just fall on people as if they can't just go.
Yeah,
But and then just
true,
carry on.
Yeah.
No!
It just disarmed like
It's
20
the
guys.
Worst thing that could happen to them. Just no.
And they've got
the
fucking
canopy.
bars, like trying to fight him. They've got like
Yeah,
two bars
exactly.
in the
And
back.
it's like this.
You're gonna regret it
fucking-
for your life.
Yeah.
Both seconds of it.
Yeah, he says that. Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah.
But it's annoying because he doesn't kill him within 2 seconds.
No, because
yeah,
he battles him
true.
with that thing, and then again he.
So you should have said
grabs
like,
him, doesn't he?
and he doesn't even kill him, does he?
No, he grabs him like he does with the elbow. He just kind of grabs him like that and he goes,
Yeah.
"Good night," and like hits him like once,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everyone goes, like obviously
Yeah.
Sandra's like, "VR me later."
Yeah, in that whole scene, there's one bit where Wesley Snipes. What's his character's name? Cocktail.
John Spartan.
Yeah,
Oh,
Cocteau.
right. No, yeah, is that
Cocteau's
right?
the guy.
Cacto.
Yeah,
Cacto can kiss my ass.
that's Wesley Snipes.
No,
oh no,
no,
that's
no.
the main guy.
No,
What's
Wesley
Wesley Snipes'
is,
name?
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Simon Phoenix.
Yes, that's it.
Simon
Phoenix.
Says. That's why he was saying
Simon.
Simon Says.
Ah.
No.
Simon Phoenix.
Okay, we've
Simon
answered
Says
it.
die.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So,
I love that. Sorry.
yeah.
So.
He's trying to get that doctor guy. He just kind of leans in and goes,
yeah,
and he grabs it near the beginning.
You love him, don't you?
You love that doctor. You love a doctor.
Smells like my favorite biscuits and gravy.
There's in that scene there's a bit where there's a whole fight scene and Wesley Snipes like trying to get away or whatever, and at one point he climbs into this like the attic part and he goes, I hate when things go wrong. I'm like, yeah,
Is that
don't
Wesley
we all?
saying
that? Yeah, yeah.
Like what a mad
Is that
line.
Simon Phoenix?
Yeah, he goes, I hate when things go wrong, and I'm
Oh.
like, yeah, who doesn't, mate?
The script's so basic.
Yeah, it
so
is
fucking
mad.
basic. Like,
It is funny though.
yeah. It's
No, it's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird in camp. So yeah, but apparently like the seashells thing. Sylvester Stallone gave his own theory. Did you
Okay.
read about this?
No, I've not actually looked at any of the trivia, so if you want to show me, it's one of those where
So-
I've not even checked it yet.
So fucking I looked and like he says that like so first of all the inspiration. This is how shoddily it ties in nicely with that line that you said. How shoddily this fucking script like was
right.
made. 'Cause it says the inspiration for the 3 shells came out when the writer was writing a scene where Spartan had to use a restroom. John Spartan. That's what.
John
That's
Spartan.
another mad thing that
Yeah.
he's called John Spartan.
Spartan. Yeah.
It's such a Stallone or Arnie name.
Just on the
You know what I mean?
nose to
Like,
fuck.
yeah.
And it says he was trying to come up with the futuristic things you'd find in there. He was having trouble, so he called a mate, another screenwriter, and coincidentally enough, that person was in the bathroom when he answered the phone. He looked around his bathroom and said, I have a bag of seashells on the toilet as a decoration. And Water said, okay, I'll make something out of that.
Yeah. What?
So it's like, so literally the guy's just sitting like some shells in a bag And he's
Yeah.
like, oh, all right, I'll make that as the main. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Imagine if he was like just some mad druggie and he's like, I see 3 heroin needles.
Yeah. He's like, I'll make something out of that.
He's like, where's
You
the
don't have
toilet
the
paper?
needles
He's
for
like,
it.
don't you?
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
"Don't you got a needle?"
He's like, what the hell am I supposed to do? I'm stabbing it in my asshole. It's not.
You know what? I care less
When
now.
you shove
yeah,
a needle up my ass.
yeah, that's my because I was like, oh, is it when they said seashells? I was like, so what is it? They spray water? Because when they started going like, you use toilet paper, I was like, oh, they all have bidets. Like everyone has my tushy or whatever they're called in
Yeah.
America, and I'm like, right, that must be what it is. But when they're like seashells, I'm like, yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all.
Never explain really.
Mad.
But yeah, so basically, Stallone then basically said in interviews he had no idea what like how they work, but he suggested the idea that the three seashells were used so that 2 could be used like chopsticks to clamp together to pull waste out of the body, which I don't know what he thinks by that, but like, so he means like get the fucking things like that, like a little clamp.
Yeah, 2
like,
of them.
Yeah, and just like pull
Like-
the shit out of your body.
Yeah,
And
like
then
the
have it
worst things to.
Fit in it.
Well, yeah, you could like
Yeah, do you
store it,
feel?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you listen.
but then
Seashell up my
You
ass.
hear the sea.
yeah, I can see. And so it said something like, and then it said, and the third one was used to scrape what was left over, basically. So no explanation was made about how they were to be cleaned or sanitized between uses.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
But yeah, so and Stallone also says he's on record as being pleased with the movie, calling it a great action film ahead of its time.
Okay. He's happy with it after all these years.
Yeah,
it's like,
but that's
wow.
probably like the salesman in a minute being like, I need to sell
True.
this film. I'm going to
It's
say
great.
it's ahead of its time.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not ahead of its time, is it?
It's not.
It's
It's actually. Yeah, it is ahead in the way of it's like they've got it wrong.
Yeah.
It's too ahead of its time, as in like it's like you're never gonna catch up to it. It's a time that doesn't exist.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
definitely, and also
Mm.
like this is another bit of triv that I've got for you.
Give me the triv.
I'll do
Okay.
it, yeah.
Just switch that radio off actually, Phil.
Bit tap.
But yeah, so basically, so you know, there's a part where Simon Phoenix, he's kind of like getting like wants to defrost loads of fucking like people, and he's going, oh, get me Jeffrey Dahmer. Remember?
Right.
At the end, he goes, he's like looking on a computer and he's like, Jeffrey Dahmer, I love that guy. And then he like gets to defrost him. You know, Jeffrey Dahmer's like,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
ruthless serial killer who killed like loads of gay black guys. And but I was thinking like, as a serial killer, like obviously, because this is kind of like Wesley Snipes' team to kind of take over. And he's like, get me Jeffrey Dahmer, like
Yeah.
unfrost him. But it's like, but he's just like a random guy.
Yeah, he's not like a fighter.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's like,
Great.
yeah, exactly. Like so, it's like fucking. It would
It's
be
like it's as if they've like he wants them there for say if I catch Carl and I
Yeah,
bring
and
him
he's-
and he's like, what do we do with him now,
and-
Jeffrey? And he's like, we'll chop him up and eat him.
Yeah, we'll rape
It's like,
him and
he's
then
not,
yeah.
He's straight and white. I
Yeah.
don't want him.
Yeah.
They didn't taste as good.
Well, he has that scene, doesn't he, where he sat with all like the brutish guys, but they've all got like women sat on their knees.
Who? Oh yeah, Wesley
Yeah,
Snipes.
he's just
Yeah,
going,
yeah.
We're gonna take over. We're gonna.
Yeah,
kill
that's
this guy.
that's early in the beginning, isn't it?
No, it's near the. It's kind of like near the end.
Oh, yeah,
It's kind
wait.
of middle-ish, like.
Nah, I
where-
know what you mean.
Yeah,
it's
I
like
think-
at a poker table kind
Yeah,
of thing.
Stallone's in the sewer. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
before
yeah,
they
yeah.
come and attack him.
Yeah.
And like all these brutes are sat, and he's like, "We're gonna get the guy who put us all away." He's like, "Who? John Spartan?" And they're all like, "Rah," with like beers.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that,
yeah,
so
yeah, I remember
that. Just picture Jeffrey Dahmer sat there, going,
Yeah.
like, you know.
But so basically, like, apparently though, this is a bit pedantic really, but it says though the movie was released in 1993, Simon Phoenix and John Spartan were supposed to have been imprisoned in the cryo prison in 1996. So
Right,
that's when
yeah.
but Jeffrey Dahmer was killed in 1994.
Oh yeah.
So like
Ah.
he wouldn't have been frozen basically.
Right,
That's just a little
Unless cryo chamber technology, they were expecting it to come out the year later.
what?
Like if when they made it in 1993, they were like,
Yeah.
in this world, the cryo chamber stuff comes next year.
What in 1996?
1994
1994.
when they wrote it. Maybe
Oh
they were
right.
like, in this timeline, this cryo chamber stuff's been around for 2 years by the time we get to this film.
Yeah.
And that's why Jeffrey Dahmer was frozen.
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 Right.
Still frozen now.
Isn't that
Um,
what that film Frozen's about? Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, I think so.
Anyway,
He
that's my way of
unfolded.
getting out of none of you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, didn't understand anything that you were saying then, Phil.
No.
No, I think it's because I'm stoned though. I don't think it's because
You're stoned. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What?
I'm sorry to the police.
No. Carl is too.
I'm a little bit stoned.
But yeah, that's all the trivia that I've had in my phone, and that's, to be honest, that's all the decent stuff. Obviously,
Yeah,
we all know Jackie Chan was meant to play Wesley Snipes.
I didn't even know that.
Turned it down because he was,
Meant to be in the second one as well.
What, Demolition Man 2?
They're going to do Demolition Man 2 and Sandra Bullock and
Bullock. Sandra Bullock. Oh, I'd love to
Lock me out.
shag her block off.
They were meant to be married in the second one.
Sandra's bullet.
And then Jackie Chan's meant to be the next villain.
Jackie.
But apparently,
Okay.
they never portrayed as villains, are they? In Hong Kong and that. They're all
No, yeah, he doesn't.
They're
He,
heroes,
he,
aren't they?
I was gonna say
He didn't
want
wanna play a villain.
Portrayed as a villain.
No,
I don't
I
think so.
that's
He won't do it.
Style, yeah, they just
He
say
won't.
no.
He just won't do it.
He won't fucking do it. He's not arsed. Right, okay. So, favorite performances in terms of the acting
Favourite
ability.
scene? We'll do scene as well if you want.
Is that just a little check from the producer behind there? Is everything still good? Everyone's still on camera and everything? Nice one. Right, carry on, everyone.
So
Favourite performance, Ben?
favorite performance, yeah. So, acting wise, I reckon Sandra Bullock's probably my favorite. She's cute. She's like bit funny, and she kind of obviously like has that naive, like, everything. Maybe it's just because you fancy her that you don't
forgive
realize
it.
it's corny.
Yeah.
Maybe. Whereas I don't fancy Stallone, but maybe like girls would watch if they fancied Stallone and be like, "Oh, Stallone was dead good in it," but we're all
Yeah.
like, "He's corny as fuck."
Yeah.
So I don't know whether I'm looking
Yeah.
through vagina tinted glasses or whatever.
VR. I often look at them.
But yeah, so I think she's probably the best. Yeah, Jack Black was good.
Rob
he-
Schneider.
Rob Schneider. Apparently, there's another bit of trivia that I remember that apparently Rob Schneider said Sandra Bullock was like, he's like, "What are you gonna do next?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go and do this film about a bus." Something like that.
Oh, right.
Where I get trapped on a bus, and Rob Schneider was like, "Don't do that," and it turned out to be Speed.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Oh, with Keanu Reeves.
That he was on when he was having this conversation.
Yeah.
That never happened.
She wants to do a bus about a film.
But
yeah, so
it's funny that way though that he's on Speed saying it the wrong way around.
So what was your favorite performance?
Oh, Wesley Snipes.
Really? Yeah.
I just think because he is like badass. Like he fits the role perfectly.
Yeah.
In terms of like, because he's got that on his like CV, and
He's got a sick little arse as well, hasn't he?
He has actually. He has.
Peng ass.
He had a peng ass.
Do you know the bit where he's on the sea and he gets washed up and Stallone pulls over and goes like, "Why don't you shove a leash up that ass? That's a nice ass." And his Beetlejuice pants.
Yeah. I noticed it.
But he's got that. He's got the like he is a genuine like fighter and stuff, and like he's got all that black belt and stuff, and you can tell he can fight anyway. And I just think he brings the comedy well.
Yeah,
he always makes a joke out of like he's literally twatting and killing people, and he's just like, you know what I mean, just going yoo-hoo.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Just going, "Hey, wait for me," and he like smashes the police car and like throws one out.
Yeah, I've got another category. Which actor would you like to put a leash up their arse? Like-
We're better to do this for all the other films we've done.
Yeah.
Go back.
Let's
Right,
go
Well,
back.
Leonardo, wasn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course,
It'd be
of
just
course.
Leo.
What about Billy Elliot?
Well, yeah. His mate would have liked it. Anyway, so
It's Michael. You doing it?
What's that coming out of his arse?
what's up? There's fucking leech.
Anyone seen the dog leash?
You can say you can put a leech up your ass. Let's be having you. Leech it, you little twat. No, we can get about the leech.
Changed it to a leech. No.
No, it's a leech.
You can get about.
Oh,
Sorry, man. I feel like I'm just gonna break your couch before this gig. We're gonna go back to just
People can't hear it, but every time Carl leans on there's like a crack of just the wood of that couch just splintering. No, but to be fair, I do it on that side.
Yeah, sorry, man.
Can't be helped. Anyway, so
But yeah, I'd say Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes for you.
Yeah, 100%.
Right, what about you, Phil?
I'm gonna give it Dennis Leary because it's the
Okay.
first time
Give it
that
a-
when that monologue.
What, even though he
monologue-
robbed Louis' joke and Louis your hero?
No, I did think that I was
He
gonna
was
bring
on
that
the
up.
radar.
If,
Also,
what about if
Wesley
Louis ever watches this?
Fuck, I'm so sorry, Louis. You were the best performance. No. Louis actually appreciate me giving him his props. You know.
Yeah.
Listen, Louis. Right? No, you guys.
No, go on.
The monologue in there. It's the best thing Dennis Leary's ever done. No. But it was one of those moments where I was like, oh, okay, is there some good acting happening now? It was like that moment where I was like, yeah, monologue, go on. And to know that he wrote it and stuff.
It did stand out, didn't it?
Yeah, he did stand out a bit, and yeah. I suppose that's it.
Bob, let's look at the hair. Come on, the guy at the end.
I remember.
Right, okay, so
remember.
best performances.
Killed that then, didn't I? Sorry.
No, I just don't remember your quote as well as I should have.
Oh, sorry.
Dennis.
I like you know Dennis Leary is Dermot O'Leary's dad.
I thought I was. He looks just like him, doesn't he?
I don't believe in you.
Two different names, O'Leary.
Oh yeah.
I've seen how long you can just go. Yeah, Carl. It's still O'Leary's dad.
Nah, right. Listen.
What's
So
your
yeah.
scene?
Favorite. I thought we were gonna do which actor you put a leash up the
All right. Probably
Sandra
Rob
Bullock.
Snyder, you know.
I definitely do
Probably
Sandra.
Sandra, but probably I want to know what Rob's laugh like when I put it up his ass. Oh my god, he's just put a leash up my ass.
I don't think he'd find it that funny.
Well, he was Juice Bigelow.
Yeah, I think
Juice, is that what it was? Juice. Anyway.
it was you, Sandra.
Sandra. I proper fancy
Sandra. It's
Sandra
mad that it might like a name Sandra because
I
that's
was
not
thinking
like
that.
that's not like a hot name
No.
over
There you
here.
go, Sandra.
No.
What?
He'd be like, yeah, got a new bird. What's she called? Sandra.
What's the last name?
it-
Bollock.
Yeah.
with mine.
Yeah, she doesn't sound that fit. Well,
Yeah.
Well,
trust me,
watch,
she is.
Watch
Trust me.
Demolition Man and Speed
Yeah.
then.
She's massively into the 20th century.
Oh yeah.
Let me
She
tell
loves
you.
Lethal Weapon 3.
She loves
She loves
Yeah.
Arnie being the
Le-
president as well.
Lethal Weapon 3. Like, I don't know whether for some reason at the time that was like everyone was like, that's the movie of the year or something the year before.
Maybe
They
it's
must
like
have just
an
gone through
American
the
thing,
album
innit?
list of like, oh, what was album of the year? What was
Yeah,
film
yeah,
of the
yeah.
year?
Probably,
And then, like,
it was big in America though, wasn't it?
what?
The Lethal Weapon series.
Yeah,
Do you know what
yeah.
I do love in that scene is that the thing that he opens and it's like that snake thing.
Oh, and he goes,
And I'm like,
oh,
yeah. It's like a one of those you open it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
A,
Yeah,
like a
something-
inflatable snake
yeah,
pops
yeah.
out. And I'm like, is that really what sums up the 20th century?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
all the
yeah,
things you could have.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Kid stuff, innit?
But yeah, so favorite scene.
But I wouldn't put it up her ass because I wouldn't want to treat Sandy like that.
No.
Carry on.
No, unless
It's not fair.
you were in a loving relationship with her.
Yeah, and she wanted
and
that.
she wanted at the bottom
Even
of her
touching it.
heart.
Yeah.
What, like anal?
Anyway,
Oh, like the mumbo jumbo, the leash in the ass.
Moaning.
but yeah, so fucking Chumbawamba. But the favorite scene. I don't know.
It because there's no.
Do you know what? I watched Gladiator 2 last night.
What's that got to do with Demolition Man? Eh?
You don't know what the favourite scenes are like.
No, I was just about to say
I
my
watched-
favourite scene in Gladiator 2 instead. No, but no, because that's what I was like. Yeah, I've got one ready, and then I was like, oh no, that was some Gladiator 2 I watched last night. Should we talk about Gladiator? No, I'm joking. No. Yeah. So favorite scene. I kind of liked the rat burger scene.
Yeah.
I feel like because it was such a weird world of like he gets that meal and it's like three like corns, like 3 little kernels of corn,
Yeah.
and then like some weird sauce and that, and I was just like, shit, this place. they're
Rat burgers.
at Taco Bell, and you know what I mean, whatever.
Mm.
And then when he goes
Enjoys
down,
it.
he like gets a beer and like that proper like white bread that he gets with like
he's like
Rich
going back to
people,
the
right.
90s, isn't he?
yeah,
And
and
I
it's
think
like,
he's like, oh, this is it. This is it. Being a cop
Yeah.
on my break, I'm gonna get a burger and a beer.
quite.
Yeah.
Quap.
But yeah, so that's my favorite scene. What's yours? Glad.
Can I
Go
go first?
No, go on, Phil.
I just wanted to join in.
That's right, it's
Stormy G-man, innit? Look in there. What's that say?
Can't remember the name that we said before.
It's when Wesley Snipes fights those police officers and like futuristic hip hop music plays with each punch he does. Where it's like tum, 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 tum,
Oh,
like that.
apparently in the trivia they said that like
Look at my notes. I watched Gladiator 2, but listen to trivia. Demolition Man.
What's funny about this is like This is almost the same attitude. Like you come to this podcast and you're like, I don't need notes. I know all these films.
Yeah.
Whereas we're like, we've got notes and stuff, and it's almost your attitude with like, what do you write down jokes for? I just go on stage and say them.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
It's absorb them into his being.
Yeah. I just recall it.
But like apparently some of the punches that Wesley Snipes throws, they look a bit like cartoonish, like.
Right.
Too fast, aren't
But
they?
no, well because they said that he was too fast and it was blurring on the camera. So
Yeah.
basically, they said to him, "You need to slow the punches down and stuff."
Wow.
And his kicks as well, wasn't it?
You just need to turn the frame rate up. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well,
They didn't know that.
it was
that in the 90s,
Marco,
really.
wasn't it? Whatever his
Bloody
name is. I
Marco.
think did he go on to do Richie Rich?
Did he? We
Did
should
he do
watch
that
Richie
film?
Rich.
I've not watched that in.
But yeah, he's doing the thing and he with the
Yeah,
cops
it
where
is.
he's going,
Richie Rich is actually a
That
sick
would
film.
be a good one.
scene you
No,
were talking
say it
about.
again.
and when he's like fighting the cops and like the last cop, he fucking
Yeah,
to
yeah.
fight this, so there's that
He's
big
just
cop
doing
in
that,
it, and he's going, ha,
Yeah, he's
Ah.
doing it like.
stupid.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, fucking hell.
And what is mad is that why does Sandra Bullock know at the end how to fight?
Because she says like she's watching
Jackie Chan
Jackie
movies.
Chan movies.
What else did he do that in? There's another film where he watched Jackie Chan movies and that's how he knows how to fight.
Yeah, it's they use it
is a
all the
weird
time.
thing,
It's just a
yeah,
hack line, isn't it?
That's how it works. I watch some UFC clips and I know how to
Oh,
batter a guy.
sorry, he didn't direct Richie Rich.
Oh, we
But-
should watch
but-
Richie Rich though.
But on the Wikipedia page, it said that he was like trying to develop it or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Trying to develop Richie Rich.
Try and develop him into a young
Probably
man.
might.
Oh.
I think I like probably when Stallone and Snipes are like fighting.
Near the end.
No, you know what? I think where they have the little tussle in the museum, because it's like when he obviously clearly the like world, like what is it, 2032? It's
Yeah.
obviously boring. There's nothing going on. You can't swear. Like police officers don't know how to fight and stuff. And then obviously Wesley Snipes shows that's fucking obviously twatting and killing bare people. And then like it's a bit like reunion where like you know
Yeah.
it's been like it's been 40 years. And they're just showing like what it used to be like, and they're like
Right.
smashing up this museum, like going through the floor. He's like twatting him with a TV at one point.
Yeah.
He's like, "You're on TV."
Yeah,
Twats him with TV, and he's like, "You forgot to say Simon Says." like,
That's your
Yeah.
favourite scene.
yeah, probably just because it's like it brings back the beginning, you know, like the
80s
actually
kind of,
the
yeah.
90s
Yeah.
absorbing all the action, and like
Mhm.
with the world being so like, oh, you can't swear.
It's because they defunded the police in 2020. That's why this happened. Yeah,
That's what's
that's
going to
it.
happen in 10
Uh,
years, 8 years
political.
time.
It is funny how they do say there's certain things she brings up. She's like, she's going through this list of things that have changed. She goes, abortion's illegal. And then she's like, but
Oh,
that's
yeah.
because.
Oh
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
whoa, okay. Wow.
Mate,
Yeah, that's spot on.
the director who directed it, for some reason, his filmography is 4 films.
Okay.
Demolition Man was the first one. Then,
First, wow.
and then Excess Baggage, no one's heard of it. Dinotopia, no one's
Excess
heard of it.
malarkey.
And then what? No.
God.
Give me a spot, Marco.
Yeah, that's a comedy
Yeah. no,
organisation in
don't mind,
Manchester, isn't it?
Yeah, I just realised that makes no sense.
No, it's all right.
Someone in Canada will be watching this and they'll go, "Excess malarkey, what?"
But yeah, so he just didn't do any films after Demolition Man, basically.
What was
Yeah.
the fourth one, sorry?
Districted.
Districted, no.
Fucking sick that. It's based in a court
2006.
and it's. No, I'm making it up. I don't
What,
know.
No,
what
um,
did Wesley Snipes do after this?
He went to prison.
I was going to say I knew he went to
For-
prison for that tax
He did
stuff.
He did Passenger 57 in it.
Oh yeah, I've heard of
He
it. but I've
did.
never
I
seen
think
it.
before Demolition Man, he did.
Blade.
Is it White Men Can't Jump?
Oh
That was a
yeah,
big
okay,
film.
it was with Woody
Um,
Harrelson. He's the white man in question.
Yeah. He did. I think he was
Wesley.
quite big in the
Nice.
late 80s, 90s, and then obviously he went to prison for like what 5-6 years,
Yeah,
Mm.
guy's a little muppet, mate.
and then he
Muppet.
ended up in Expendables, didn't he?
Oh,
in one of the
Sick
Expendables.
guy, mate.
okay.
Because Stallone was probably like, "You're the guy who put a leash up my ass. You want to be with? I got Statham, I got Arnie, I got Randy Couture, and I got you with your leash
Randy
up my ass."
Couture.
Randy Couture's in it, isn't he? I got Liam Hemsworth as well.
Fuck it, right. So what we saying rating wise? We're gonna have to rate it out of 5.
I'd give it a 5, me. No, I'm joking.
No. Go on, what are you gonna give it?
Well,
then?
it's
Give
going
it a
back-
5 if you want.
Nah. It's, you know
Give it a
what?
6 if you want, mate.
I'll give it a fucking 10, me. I'll give it a 10 and go fucking review that. I'd probably give it a 3.
3. Okay.
Maybe because it's like nostalgia. Grew up like wanting to be in these sort of films. You know, going back
Yeah.
to like Face Off and like you go like Con Air, The Rock, all these films where I'm like just buzzing off, seeing like exploding scenes, people fighting and shit. And it's not like you said. You watch the film and it's not particularly good acting. It's not. You don't like listen to each scene and go. That got
It's
me,
all
that.
about
Just
that
like,
action.
3 seashells. What are they on about? Or whatever. So and there's there's a good cast in it. You do look at it.
Yeah.
Black sick. What a character, man.
Yeah, he's always
he
been
made the
stole
rat
the
burger
show.
as well.
Yeah.
Scratch. No,
It's
but
his idea.
overall, I'd probably give it a 3. Growing up
Okay.
with these films.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
And as well, I thought about when you were saying Wesley Snipes is your favourite character and you're describing why, I was like, that's the kind of role you would want to play in a
I would
film.
love to play that role, even though it was probably not looked at as like, oh, you fucking, you look back at it and go, what the
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
was
yeah.
Because Wesley Snipes probably watches that film now and goes, what the fuck was I doing? Like, you get, Denzel Washington.
Would you put makeup on to do it?
I could I don't have to dye my hair.
yeah. So you've already got the hair.
Zip it off there. I'll just walk around going, yoo-hoo!
You've already got the dick.
Yeah, got the
You're a black belt in being a little muppet.
I can get me fucking leg out. No,
Yeah.
but
Get your leg right up.
no, I can hit someone in the head.
Oh right, I thought you meant like legs over shoulders, like someone's going.
You can get the leash off my ass now, Ben. Come on, I got my leg strapped. But yeah, that's a role I'd fucking love to play.
Yeah.
You'd
Yeah.
relish to play
I'd
that.
relish
Relish
it.
it.
I'd be like, Simon Says, let's go.
Simon says you die.
So yeah, I'll give it a 3.
Okay.
Simon says there's a leash going up your ass.
I'll be like, yes.
Simon says, Rise of the
Would you-
Phoenix.
What?
Wow. I'm going to zoom in for that for the ladies.
Fucking zoom that in, mate. Clip that up. Get that on my fucking OnlyFans. Off. Yeah. So
Oh,
get
off.
off me tongue. Yeah.
so-
Stop grabbing me tongue as it's coming out my mouth. Yeah. Imagine that. Say that. I would say that to someone like they were just like chatting to you and they just went bam. Stop grabbing me tongue.
What do you give it?
I'd give it. I'm gonna go with a 1 for this.
Okay.
yeah.
No. I mean, it's either a 1 or a 2. I mean,
Yeah.
like, other than watching it, like the only joy that he'd have to just watch it ironically, being like, oh, that's camp. It's interesting because it's interesting because basically on the Wikipedia it says that that you two are gay. No, it says that no. One
But
sec.
you had the leash
It basically says that it describes as that the film's camp. It says
What was Stallone? In the
oh no,
film?
sorry, it said that on Netflix actually. It said something like camp cop drama or something.
Oh, wow.
Something like that.
Okay.
Futuristic camp.
Tell
like-
Wesley that.
So it's like, but it is true because like they're all in that like everything's quite like Stallone's got that like silk. It's quite like all the costumes are quite camp orientated.
True. It's like a flamboyant.
Yeah, it's very meant to be. It's weird 'cause it's very masculine, but it's also very feminine as well.
Yeah.
Which
And
is
maybe that's their comment on like the future's going to be a bit camp.
Yeah.
And they're right.
Yeah.
It's a bit camp in it.
Future, yeah,
No, this is it. This, to be honest, it's very. They were very. They were very.
But yeah,
prescient.
No, it does.
You were
is
spot
that-
on with it.
Yeah, but so
Joy.
but
Enjoy.
oh yeah, fucking hell. Oh my god, I can't believe so much TikTok's gone by. Oh, that
What would you do
cringes
if
me
I
out.
called
That.
you a fossil? I don't know. Thanks.
Oh yeah. So that one with the cleavage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cleaver.
I mean that woman with the normal.
With personality.
With the camp dress on.
But yeah, so basically I'd give it because I'm never gonna go and watch that unless it's like ironic because it's just I don't know like unless I got a real streak in me later on in life for like for these nostalgic 90s stuff. I might get into. I can see myself getting into like a little phase where I'm like let's just watch bare like mad like action films. But at this time now, I would never go back and watch it.
I feel like it's almost
Doesn't
something
do
that
anything for me.
could be on in a certain like a party or something.
Yeah,
You're all
yeah.
drinking and you've got that on. You're like, remember that bit,
Mm.
and that might
Yeah.
be. a
Wait,
good
no,
way to
I'm gonna
enjoy
give it a 2.
I'm giving my 8 a 2.
I
Two.
think like Sandra Bullock's safe in it, and yeah, like
Sandra.
yeah,
Sylvester Stallone
Save
taking
Sandra.
care of
Oh,
her.
Sandy and that.
My mum's called Sandra Bullock. But
My
yeah.
dad's called Sylvester Stallone.
My dad's-
Actually, I did it for your own good.
It's funny because they call him Sly, don't they?
Yeah, my dad
I
is
know,
Sly.
Yeah. Your
Fucking
dad
hell.
was Sly.
I never knew.
We all had Sly dads, didn't we?
I wonder what he thought of me. No, go on.
I wonder what he thought of me. Was he proud of me?
Is he watching the podcast?
Hell
What?
through it all. You're after me, no protection. When you walked out the door, whether it's closed or shut. Same thing.
Close that shit. No, it's alright. You can interrupt
Alright.
whenever you bloody want.
Well, that's all right. I didn't even know you had until you said that.
Um,
Right, let
yeah,
me
so
give you-
you're giving it a 2
I'm
star.
giving it a 2 as well
3.
because it's better than Billy Elliot.
Yeah.
Did they give Billy a
I
1?
gave Billy
Yeah,
a
yeah.
Billy Elliot.
a 1.
Billy Elliot.
Belly Elliot. I give the Belly Elliot a 1, and I enjoyed Demolition Man more.
Yeah.
Demolition Man more. Yeah. No, I did.
Mm.
Yeah, to be fair.
That's
yeah,
what,
so.
like, I'm gonna always put everything that I don't think is amazing against Billy Elliot. And see what it
I feel
does.
like also Billy Elliot was a protest vote against, the working classes, how they're treated in the
Yeah.
UK. Do you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
You ever thought about dying? Fuck off.
Nah, I'm not joking. I don't care about the working classes. Yeah. So, well, listen, we've summed it up. We've rounded it up.
We've rounded it right.
We've rounded it up to 10. But what time are we up to on the old
We're pretty much done.
voiceometer?
It's still going on there, is it?
Oh, got bars and bars. So
Bars.
how long we got?
It says we're on 35 minutes, so we've done over an
Okay,
hour.
right. Well,
Awesome.
ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. This is Silver Screentime. I'm Karl Porter.
Goodbye.